So I just started out with this fantastic drawing of my wife right here. You will see the resemblance in a little bit, and my daughter. You will definitely see the resemblance. Um, Plan was to keep it simple because I don't got that much time to be fooling with all this stuff, but I'm trying. So I was just going to keep it linear, do a text, image, and text, and then just separate them out by weight. Let me go to the next slide. Boom. Uh, so my first idea was to get an idea of what the image sizes were going to be on phones. So I use a Google Pixel, which is this fellow right here. And I wanted to know about what image size I needed to be looking at because I'm doing this for my phone. I'm not doing it for everybody's phone. Uh, I did a little bit of Google Foo and came up with this website based on this link right here to the Material Design website, and I was able to find different screen sizes on the device metrics page at the material.io website. And I came up with the 16 by 9 ratio for the pixel screen with a 1080 by 1920 resolution. And so that gives me an idea of what size picture I need to scale properly to show a card for this for this lesson 4 project. What is this next one? What am I looking at? Oh yeah, okay. This is ShareX. So in the lesson plan, there was a link to an app called Jing on Windows, but it is a shitty one because it goes to some other commercial product called Snagit, and it's either trial or pay only, so that didn't work. So I did what I usually do in these circumstances, and I searched for open source screen recorder, and I came up with a handful of options, and a couple of them looked kind of outdated from like Windows 95 era, and I decided to go with the ShareX, which you're looking at right now, 12.0. It's a new GPL licensed software, open source, and as I found out, it is pretty spiffy. It's pretty handy, pretty nice to do this whole screen recording stuff. I'm using it right now to record this video, this horrible video. No, it's not that bad. Uh, Anyways, so shout out to ShareX people because this is pretty nice. Software is very legit. I like it. And I didn't have to pay for it. It's open source. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. Um, so, all that being said, uh, photo size. The screen on the Pixel is a 1080 by 1920. So I'm going to use another GPL licensed software, GIMP, to create this size images. I didn't forethink enough. I thought of the screen size as a total, um, but I didn't consider the borders like the back home and extra windows button on the Android phones, and then the taskbar at the top with the clock and stuff. So I didn't take into account that, but I think I was more looking anyways. It doesn't really matter for a a ratio like the 16 by 9, which the Pixel is, so that I could create an image or scale an image, as we're going to see. So it doesn't look so messed up whenever I add it in the app. So I'm going to create a project in GIMP that is 1080 by 1920 with a DPI of 441, or I guess that's a PPI, my bad, pixels per inch. If you go back to this one right here, oh damn, I didn't do it. If you scroll down over in this area, it tells you that the screen is 441 pixels per inch. So that's why I chose the resolution right here, the X and Y resolution of 441. So now I've found a photo of my beautiful wife right here, and I was able to hide it from her, sort of. I was trying to do this as a surprise because I'm a loser for Valentine's Day, and I didn't get her a card or anything. But I did take her out to eat, so you can't really hate me too much. Anyways, I found a photo out of the thousands that we have. She loves to do selfies and stuff. And using Picasa, I'm going to export this picture to a folder. And in this way, I'm going to resize it right here to the 1080, which is the width of the Pixel phone, Google Pixel phone. We're going to keep the image quality at maximum. And then I'm going to crop the ugly guy out and keep the pretty woman in. She's Filipino, she's mine, leave her alone. And then I'm going to go back to GIMP, and I'm going to import that crop, that picture, as a layer at 1080 width, and keeping the scale right here, this little chain link, keeping the ratio, the height to width ratio, correct, means that the height's going to be 960, so the scale isn't 100% correct, but it will do. So I import Mrs. Beautiful Woman right there. Then I'm going to open my other beautiful woman as a layer. So my wife is a layer, and then my daughter is going to be a layer too. So there's my daughter right there. Again, keeping the aspect ratio the same. The width is going to be the 1080 of the width of the phone, which scales to a height of 808 to keep the aspect ratio correct. Scale layer. Why did I take a screenshot of that? I don't really know. I'll skip it. Just be honest, right? It took me a while. If you look at the time punches right here, you'll see that it took me a while to figure out how to do this because I'm kind of a beginner at GIMP and all of this other software. Eventually, I figured out the way to blend in these two photos together was to select the layer option and go to transparency. So it didn't just look like one ghetto image on top of another, and remove the black contrast out of the ultrasound photo and make it just blend a little bit better, a little bit more smoothly, and not so abrupt and crappy looking. So eventually I figured out that you pick this magic wand right here and you click on the black area, and that selects all of this outer area that's connected in black, not the inside because it's blocked off by all this white stuff. So you click all that, click it one time, and it selects all the black stuff. And then you click the layer option, transparency, and then the option that you want in GIMP is threshold alpha. Did not save the screenshot of that, but basically it's going to give you another window where you get to see a preview of what you're about to do, and it makes the image, basically it gives you I think it gives you a slider bar, if I remember right, of 0 to 255, and 0 to 254 does absolutely nothing, and once you hit 255 all the black disappears. So you select 255, black disappears, and you end up with this, which erased all of the black and kind of blends more smoothly into my wife's right breast. And once you're satisfied with that and you do all of the extra magic that is required to make the picture look a little bit better, which may take, about an hour or so, as a beginner nerd, you're going to want to export it. not just save, because it's going to save as a XCF file, which is more complicated than we need to get into right now. You're going to export it as PNG, JPG, or something like that. And then we're going to import this beautiful photo of my wife and my daughter, a little peanut right here, into Android Studio. What am I doing here? This, I don't really like, if you look at the default settings of the Android app, it gives you the name of the application under the taskbar with the clock. It gives you the name of the application. Mine, let's see if it shows, yeah. Mine I just named Lesson 04 Card Project. So normally it would be the taskbar at the top with the clock, and then underneath it would say 04 Card Project is the application name. Well, I thought that it looks kind of retarded, especially for a card, and I probably should have made it, did a little bit more research and figured out how to make it completely full screen. But I wanted to get rid of at least that the caption bar. So I did some digging and bouncing and screwed up and made a whole bunch of errors. As you see, it's midnight right here whenever I'm doing this. I finally figured out how to do it. If you go under the folder of all your source files over here on the left side, and go under values, there's styles, and if you change this line, the style name app theme parent equals theme.appcompat, and change, I don't remember what the original name is, but the name you want to change it to is no action bar, and it takes away that ugly caption bar. To give you a more fluid look, as you see right here, the caption bar for the app name is not there. What is this picture? This picture is just an example. I think I may have forgotten to take this one out. This is an example of the code as I was going through it. What number one? This is 13. So yeah, 13, there it is right there. It says 13.1 code with preview. This is my code. I wanted to keep it simple, just a little sweet card for my wife. Her favorite color is green. The white text, I don't know, it contrasts good. The image, I was originally hoping, with all that work I did with GIMP, to keep the aspect ratio nice, where the stretch, like if I were to do center crop on the the scale type right here under image view, hoping to do a center crop where the image scaled okay, but like I said earlier, I didn't take into account the text view at the top and the bottom. And there's not much flexibility. The center crop is kind of a crappy option, and I'm sure one of these lessons later on is going to teach us a better way to do this. But the only way I could keep the aspect ratio good and not make my wife look stretched out like she was being smudged like a piece of putty or something was to just do the center inside option, and not allow the picture to take up the background. Because I tried center or fill XY or something like that instead of the center inside, and it worked, but I mean her face was kind of wide and she probably would have killed me. Anyhow, so it's just a simple layout. It's a linear. There's all the imported crap from keeping an empty activity. Just default material, the width and the height match parent. Orientation, since it's a linear layout, is vertical. The background color is green because that's my wife's favorite color. The context, zippity bippity .kavinsky blah 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 blah. That's just a bunch of crap. Text view, first one right here, to my favorite ladies. They are my favorite ladies. The width is just match the parent, so match the total screen size, the linear layout, which is also matching parent. The layout height is wrap content, so it's just a 24 SP text, so it's just going to wrap to that. The alignment, the text alignment, text start, that was a suggestion. If you see this little yellow area right here, it suggests if you're being stupid or you don't know what you're doing, like me. Different segments of code, different types of code that you need to add in to be compatible with older versions. I can't remember. I guess I'm set for 27 for API 27. The Nexus 4. This said if you want to be compatible with like API 15, then you need to add this line of code. So I did that for like the text alignment, text start, and then somewhere else right here, text alignment, text end, and a few other areas, and then a couple other areas I was just like, I don't care, because I'm just doing this for my phone for a lesson. So padding, all of this padding and the formatting is pretty much, I think the spacing looks good as it is, I played with 8 and 6 and 4 and 2, and I just think that this, even though it doesn't make sense to me, that that the 4 on the top is kind of looking equal to the 8 on the bottom, equalish to me. It doesn't 100% make sense. I pretty much just changed the numbers until it looked good. To my favorite ladies, that's self-explanatory because this lady is my favorite lady and this one is my next favorite lady when she comes out. Image view, this is the picture that I tried to get to scale, and I think it came out pretty good, even though I did want it to be full size, normal aspect ratio inside of this text view, or this image view right here. I didn't compute right at first, so aim small, miss small. So layout width, match parent, height, wrap content. Okay, it's a picture. It's going to wrap to that. Layout weight, 100 compared to this one and this one over here. Again, it's just because the spacing looked good. I tried doing 3, I tried doing 10, and it made the picture smaller and the text bigger. I just kept on going up until it looked good. So it's pretty simple there. Background, again, is the favorite color of my wife. Picture is Gracie, is my wife, and Rue, which is a nickname for our little baby. And I decided to do center inside because the aspect ratio looked good and didn't make my wife look like a spread out smudgy character on a Star Wars film. Text view at the bottom is pretty much the same as the top. Just put it over to the right. Same size, same color, which I didn't even have to specify because it was the default. And again, the text alignment is just because it wants to be compatible with, I think it said API 15 or something like that. This is how it looks in a landscape mode. Code is the same, but the landscape, it looks fine. I mean, it's a card, and we're all learning here, so but I think even in landscape, I think it scaled fine. It doesn't look retarded. Like, I didn't specify the padding to be too strict, I think, for this size. Like, if we were to move to a tablet, I think it would look just as well. So I can't really confirm that. And this is the whole of my code. This is all there is. So I am done. Have a nice day.